All right, so I've been seeing and hearing a lot of people lately say that they've been showing up, they've been doing the work, but they still feel like nothing is happening. Has anybody else been there? I know me, man. Like, I can't tell you how many times I have showed up consistently, whether it's online, in life, in relationships. Shoot, even working out, right? Even trying to get my fitness life together. I can't tell you how many times I done like showed up. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like nothing is happening. And, you know, it's not because you're being lazy. You're not stuck. You're not unmotivated. But it's just like, I don't know about you, but at times, I've just gotten tired of doing all the right things and not seeing any results yet. And I think the frustrating part isn't even like the waiting, right? It's really the confusion. Like, yo, I feel like I be seeing, like, for example, I use TikTok, right? So many people, you know, especially like from a content creator standpoint, so many people, they have been posting videos about like, yo, you just need to do your videos like this, or you need to do your videos like that. And you got some people that's really out here like taking notes. You know what I'm saying? Like, people really feeling like, okay, boom, if I execute and do what they say do, I should see these results, and I really should see it immediately, right? And come on, drop in the chat, you know what I'm saying, if you've been watching just the different videos that people been posting about, like, hey, this is what you can do to show up online better. You know what I'm saying? And even for those of us that be praying, like, I know for me, I can't tell you how many times I've like constantly prayed about the same thing over and over, just kind of waiting for it to change, waiting to see some type of something. And I still feel like, yo, ain't nothing happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I'm doing the work. I feel like, you know, I'm praying. I feel like I'm being consistent, and literally, you know what I'm saying? Like, nothing is happening. And if we can be real, how many of us will be honest and say it messes with your confidence, right? It makes you question if you behind, or even if you're doing something wrong. At least I know that's been my story. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can go based off the steps that people have said take, or just even the steps that I've felt like Holy Spirit has told me. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, okay, boom, I'm doing it, but I don't see nothing yet. And let's be clear, just because it's quiet right now, that doesn't mean that nothing is happening. And let me say that one more time. Just because it's quiet right now, that doesn't mean that nothing is happening. Just because the season that you're in doesn't look all loud and, you know, it's full of like loud results like you feel like you want, that doesn't mean that it's empty. You know what I'm saying? There's been so many seasons in my own life where I was working, I was showing up, I was saying yes, you know what I'm saying? Staying disciplined, and it still felt slow. Shoot, I can even tell y'all right now, even with my show, man, I recently, over the last 6 months, I have actually been showing up every week, dropping a brand new episode. Now, this is year 3 of me having my podcast, Elevation Talks with Naye. And you just heard me say that over the last 6 months has been the most consistent that I've showed up. And the reason for that has been, at first, you know, when God told me that I was going to be an author and a speaker, I immediately thought like stages, you know, TED Talks, you know what I'm saying? Motivational speaker, like that type of energy, right? And so I had to start figuring out like, okay, what delivery systems am I going to use to like handle or tackle the speaking avenue that God said that I'm supposed to be doing? So when he gave me the idea of, start a podcast, I'm like, a podcast? Everybody is doing a podcast. And if you know anything about me, you already know I do not like to do what everybody is doing. I don't know what that's about, but I'm not really big on like following the trend and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm very much, I'm very much like my own person. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I'll research some stuff, or I'll look into some stuff if I feel like, like that's what I need to do. But yeah, nah, for the most part, like I really just be like, I be in my own world, man. I be doing my own thing. And so, I started doing the research about like podcasting and stuff, and, how you need to show up online. What do you need? The different, systems or the different platforms. And it's just like, hold on. All of this stuff is costing money. Like I ain't, I'm trying to make sure, like, not that I don't want to invest in myself or anything like that, but if like I can keep it a buck, I don't have the finances right now to invest even more. You know what I'm saying? So literally, I started doing what I could do. You know what I'm saying? And feeling like, and also knowing that that was enough. I feel like, and I actually was on a call this week, and a lady had said, she basically like just asked the question like, if I put all of this work in, is it going to bear fruit? And I had told her, it's very important that before you start anything, right? And this is like, I want to really say this because I feel like so many of us have just started stuff because that's what everybody else said do. You know what I'm saying? How many people right now got a digital product because somebody told them to create a digital product? You know what I'm saying? How many people right now have started a faceless social media account because that's what they said gonna make you some money? You know what I'm saying? And we get so focused on the outcome versus what it actually takes to build this stuff. You know what I'm saying? What I feel like a lot of these people aren't telling you is you actually have to have the passion. You understand what I'm saying? It almost got to feel like I'm burdened to do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is my burden. This is like, only you and God really know what keep you up at night. You know what I'm saying? And if that thing that you're building, that you're creating, doesn't like keep you up at night, that's not the thing. And hear me when I say this. I'm not saying like keep you up at night versus like, I'm not saying like you gotta literally be up all night. But what I'm saying is, if that idea that you have to create or build something or do something, if it's not like a fleeting thought or a fleeting feeling that just like come and go, but it's actually steady, that's the thing that you want to tap into the most. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing that you want to be like, okay, this keeps coming back to me. Like, it's actually not even going anywhere. So like, let me figure out how to actually lean in. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be during that lean in time where you start getting to like figure out the ins and outs. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, and let me pause real quick. Shout out to everybody that's listening around the world. Y'all, there has been so many people that has just been tuning in to Elevation Talks, man. We did our Spotify rap and we saw, what the analytics have been talking about. And I mean, literally top countries is the US, Canada. Who else was on there? Ghana. Who else? Poland. I think it was India. Like, it's just so many different people around the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, just really feeling the idea of like, yo, I feel like I'm supposed to be doing something. I feel like I'm feeling unseen. I'm feeling unheard. But like, I feel like there's more to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to everybody that's just been tuning in, man. I really do appreciate it. And I got the notice this morning, y'all, that we 250 like streams like a month on here. You know what I'm saying? Like, that to me is a milestone because it's part of the progress. You know what I'm saying? And I think, as we talk about this, doing the work and feeling like nothing is happening, it's important to celebrate your small wins. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think sometimes we get so caught up with comparing our results and ourselves to what other people got going on that we actually don't know how to actually celebrate our own wins. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel like you have to master how to celebrate and appreciate the small wins before you actually get into the big wins. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to be the process and it's going to be that journey that you go on to get those small wins. And it's just like, that's going to help you build momentum over time. And you're going to be able to look back over the process and over the journey and be like, yo, I remember when we was just at 250 listeners monthly. You know what I'm saying? I remember when there was no listeners monthly because I was still trying to figure out if I was going to do it or not. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, yo, stay faithful, man. Like, I know we live kind of like in this microwave society where, if we put it in the microwave, it's going to be ready faster. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, yo, there was a time back in the day. If anybody know anything about family gatherings, cookouts, all of that, yo, there was a time when you had to actually season your meat and let it marinate for a few days. You understand what I'm saying? Listen, hey, drop in the chat if you know. drop hundreds in the chat if you know what I'm talking about, man. You feel me? Like, there was times, man, where, your grandmother or your auntie, somebody could be making like greens, collard greens or something, and they had to actually, clean the greens. And, like, some of us, we just so used to just being able to go, like, for example, go to places like fast food, order our food, and it's ready immediately. We didn't have to do any real effort to, like, have that food other than pull up, order it, pay for it, get it. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel like, we just so focused on just like the results aspect of it versus the process, the journey. And we also get into comparison mode because we start hearing other people talk about how, oh yeah, I just started my business 3 months ago and I done made $1 million already. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, yo, listen, that's not everybody's story, and then that's not going to be everybody's story. And that's why I always tell people, you have to come from a space of purpose. You feel me? Like, I'm passionate about this. Like, I'll tell y'all, man, when I was a music artist, right? And being a music artist, God knew, like, me working that process, me going through that journey, he was actually preparing me for this journey. When I was a music artist, my goal was to, like, literally blow up in Atlanta, right? And so literally, man, I used to go to these showcases all over Atlanta. And I used to, perform. And keep in mind, I used to do this with no manager, no support, no team, no none of that. Like, when I tell you, me and God been in the trenches day one, no lie. And so literally, man, I would feel so discouraged because, like, I would show up and, I'm going to the studio. I'm buying studio time. I'm actually sitting down having writing sessions with other writers and, other dreamers. And we actually just sitting here executing our dreams. You know what I'm saying? I'm paying for video shoots, the whole thing. And it's like, just to put it online and it only get 50 views. You know what I'm saying? It only get 10 views. And it's just like, yo, I feel like I'm putting in all of this work. And it's like, for what? And I feel like that's the part that you got to sit and ask yourself, yeah, for what? You know what I'm saying? What's your why? Why are you trying to show up online consistently? Is it because you truly feel in your heart that you're supposed to be creating content? Or are you doing it because you see other people making quick money off of it, quick, right? And you feel like, boom, well, let me get out here and make my coins too. You know what I'm saying? Same thing for y'all that's doing digital products workshops, podcasts, like all of that. Like when you start something, and this is something that I had to kind of, learn. Like when I started my music career, I didn't start with God in mind. You know what I'm saying? Like God didn't tell me to do music. That was just something that I was passionate about. And it was because I was spending so much time and energy and effort. I was dedicated to the process. God literally met me. You know what I'm saying? Like he literally told me, I'm telling y'all, I was in the car, and y'all have heard this story, but I was in the car, and he had told me that I was going to be an author and a speaker. And I'm like, Lord, I'm not an author and speaker, man. Like, I'm not, like, I don't speak well. I don't even, like, I'm not even a philosopher. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was basically telling him all the reasons why I felt I was disqualified. And he was showing me like, yo, you've been doing music since you was 13. You know what I'm saying? You wrote your first song at 13. You know what I'm saying? Like you actually recorded your first demo tape on your karaoke machine. And here's the thing about all of that. I was always executing. Like, I didn't wait for permission to show up. I didn't wait for somebody to give me advice. I didn't wait for somebody to show me how to do something. Literally, I got anything that you've ever seen, like from me, it was because I just executed on it, not because somebody gave me the blueprint on how to do it. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just like, boom, God was able to trust me even with this. And, me being an author now, he was able to trust me with this assignment because I know for a fact he saw the hard work and the dedication that I was putting in on my music career, but also the consistency, the still showing up when nothing is happening. You know what I'm saying? Still showing up, and it's like I'm getting minimal results. And I think sometimes we just have to remember, why are we even doing this in the first place? And I say, you have to remember that because that's what's going to keep you going. You know what I'm saying? Like, before you ever blow up, before you ever pop, before that thing ever go viral or take off, like, there's going to be moments. There's going to be times where it's like, yo, I definitely feel like I'm putting in the work. I'm locked in. I'm grinding. I'm this, I'm that. And it's like, for what? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, listen, this shirt that I got on right now, this is actually a shirt that I designed for my family reunion. And it says Katie's lineage, right? That's my grandmother's name, Katie. And so literally when I think about, why am I writing? Why am I showing up as my best self every day? Why am I choosing to actually go full throttle and do the things that God has called me to do? Follow the plans that God has laid out for me? It's because I'm working for my last name. You know what I'm saying? This is my legacy. Like, I'm making my own pot. You feel what I'm saying? Like, nothing has been handed down but the last name, but the trauma, but the generational curses. And now I'm the blueprint. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be the person that's in my family that people are going to be able to call and be like, yo, Naye, I got an idea. You know what I'm saying? Hey, how did you end up, how did you get your music distributed all over the world? How is it that you haven't even been to Japan yet, and Japan is one of the top places that's playing your music? Like, how did you do that? How did you write your book? I got so many people right now hitting me like, yo, I think I want to write my book too. But, how did you get it to be like, what made you comfortable writing in your tone of voice? You know what I'm saying? And even going back to that part right there where I was telling y'all, God was telling me I was going to be an author and a speaker, I had to get comfortable with me fully. I had to get comfortable with people hearing my voice and seeing me as an author, and no longer, oh, I'm Naye Songs, I'm a music artist. I've been on this journey, this side of it, since I was 17 or 18. And now I gotta basically become another version of me. And I was just looking at it as if somebody was taking that from me. And it's like, no, nobody is taking this from you. Nobody can ever take the success and the accolades and the things that you've built up already. We're just transitioning you to another part now. You know what I'm saying? And I remember I needed to just take the day off to just let that simmer, because I was just like, well, who is Naye Liggins? And it's like, well, yeah, who is Naye Liggins? How do you want to be known? You know what I'm saying? When people mention your name, what do you want them to say? You know what I'm saying? And so coming from that angle, I was already moving and living life in a way of like, you know what I'm saying, stewardship and understanding, like, you know, it went from dream chasing for me. It went from dream chasing to purpose chasing. And so now everything that I do is in alignment with who I am as an individual. You know what I'm saying? Do I still do music? No, I haven't been in the music studio, but I still be like, yo, I know I got some songs in me. But right now, this ain't the season for that. You know what I'm saying? Right now, this is the season for me to lock in, keep showing up online, whether I'm doing my podcast, I'm writing, I'm dropping new books and articles, and pretty soon we gonna be doing some scripts for some film and television projects. You feel what I'm saying? And that's exciting because if you know me, that's my lane too. You know what I'm saying? So I've really had to just understand, going back to the idea of, yo, I'm putting in all of this work and I feel like nothing is happening. It is happening. You know what I'm saying? Think about how long it takes to create a path. You understand what I'm saying? Or how long it takes you to actually work on something and see think about it from I want to say a weight loss process, right? For example, let's say you trying to lose weight. Just because you went to the gym all week or you ate well all week don't mean that you're going to see your full results at the end of the week. You know what I'm saying? And this has been my problem over the years where it's like, okay, boom, I want to lose 50 pounds. All right, boom. I work out, you know what I'm saying? I get consistent for the whole two or 3 weeks. And I'm like, okay, boom, what a six pack at? What a six pack at? And it's just like, yo, listen, you're going to have to keep putting in work in order to get them results that you want to see, right? And it's like, man, what you mean, bro? They said be consistent. So I've been consistent. You know what I'm saying? They said eat better. I've been eating better. And so what's up? I feel like I should see it right now. And it's just like, hey, yo, listen, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it don't work like that. But, man, honestly, though, just looking over the whole thing, man, I realized, bro, that God, I can see God wasn't delaying me. You feel me? He was just really, anchoring me. You know what I'm saying? Just really getting me to a point where yo, you got to keep showing up even when you feel like nothing is happening. You know what I'm saying? This morning, I wasn't expecting to wake up and get the notification about, what's going on with the podcast as far as us having 250 listeners monthly. I wasn't expecting that. You know what I'm saying? Even when they dropped the Spotify Wrap for 2025, I wasn't expecting that. We got a Rising Star badge. I wasn't expecting that. You know what I'm saying? It's been because at the end of the day, you still doing the work. And I think sometimes, and you know what? Not even sometimes. What I want to do is sometimes the work isn't changing your circumstances, but it is changing you. And I think that's the part that we have to focus on. Instead of focusing on the results of, oh, this is success. Did I get the likes? Did I get the comments? Did I get the views? No. How is this actually transforming you? You know what I'm saying? Because that's the part that really matters. Everything else, it'll come if that's what's supposed to come. But to be honest with you, this is about transformation. And I say it's about transformation because whatever that thing that you're doing, whatever that thing that you're waiting to receive like results on, it should really be something that's feeding you, but also serving others. You understand what I'm saying? Like, for example, the podcast. The more I do this every single week, I've been hearing people have literally been DMing me, telling me how amazing the podcast is. I even had somebody ask me, can I be their co-host on their show? They like, Naye, you just come off so natural and it's so easy for you and all of this. And it's like, it's not that it's easy. I've just been showing up consistently to the point where it's just natural for me now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's natural for me to just have a conversation with y'all, and we have real conversations about what's happening, how am I feeling, what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And we have a transformation moment, drop some gems, and then I'll see y'all next week. You know? And so it's just like, to even hear people, I'm telling you, like, I've been getting, like, everybody been sending me like the fire emojis and the mind blowing emojis, just all of these different things. And it's just like, yo, shout out to everybody again that's just been tuning in, man, and getting fed and, you know, sharing this and even, you know, taking the gems that I've dropped in here and applying it to your life. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what this is about. You don't need any more information for real. What you need is really just to be able to apply all the things that you already know and stop downplaying yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to go and sign up for another mastermind. You don't have to go and, you know, buy another digital course from this person or that person. Everything you need, you've spent X amount of time getting the information already, if we just gonna be honest, right? Come on, don't leave me out here by myself. You done already spent X amount of time getting all the information that you need. So just keep executing. You know what I'm saying? And as you keep doing it, you're gonna keep figuring out how to refine your process. And when you find something that finally works for you, the system that actually works for you, you're going to be able to rinse and repeat your own cycle and not be trying to apply Keisha and Ray Ray system to your system. You know what I'm saying? Because what might work for Keisha and Ray Ray might not work for you. You know what I'm saying? Might not work for me. That's why you got to keep doing the work so that you can start figuring out more and more what works for me. You know what I'm saying? Because, and let me tell you something else. The problem when you try to apply other people's systems to what you're doing or trying to build, you'll end up burning out because you're trying to do and take the same steps that somebody else took. Their path might not be your path. You know what I'm saying? And now you've been and got burnt out over something that you should be enjoying. You know what I'm saying? Like, I keep talking about the podcast because I'm like, y'all are literally sitting here watching me build this. You know what I'm saying? For some of y'all like, yo, you got a new set? Actually, no. This was my first set. This was my first set. This was my first studio set. And then I was just like, you know what? I want to do another one. And so, you know, y'all seen my other set. And so, but it's just like, yeah, like when I was doing my research and I was watching, you know, different, you know, podcast gurus like David Shands and, you know, just different people, CJ and them. And they all telling us like I was signing up for the free webinars and stuff that happens on Sundays. Come on, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? And it's just like, man, here I am watching a pre-recorded session of them drop gems about how to do this. I know all of this stuff already. The only thing that I really need to do is just execute. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that I really need to do is just keep executing. And I'm like, man, like, okay, all right. Well, I don't have any sponsors yet, or I don't have any guests yet. You know, they be having guests on their show. Okay. So what, you don't have the guests yet? So what, you don't have the budget yet? So what, you don't have the big time studio yet? Whatever your circumstances are, so what? So what? You feel me? Like, you don't need all of that to actually go. You understand what I'm saying? You don't need all of that to actually really run it up. The only thing that you need to actually run it up is to believe in your heart. Believe in your mind. Man, come on. What? That this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Every time somebody watch my content, yeah, come on now. I'm about to get it to them. Every time somebody watch my content, I know for a fact that people are getting fed. You hear me? I'm not worried about, oh, well, it's just 250. And guess what? That's more than I had when I first started. You hear me? That's more than I had when I first started, even when it was just one. I'm telling you, I'm speaking from experience, y'all. There are videos uploaded on my YouTube channel right now that has never gotten any views. And that don't mean that it's bad, that the quality is bad or the content is bad. I love looking at that stuff because what I've been seeing is the journey, how I started versus where I'm at. You understand what I'm saying? And there's a trend going on right now that's talking about 2016 to 2026. For some of y'all, right now, you might just be starting. Yeah. And you going to be able to do that trend in another 10 years. For some of y'all looking at y'all last 10 years, your previous 10 years, and you don't have really much of anything to show because you've been sitting here comparing yourself. You feel me? Comparing your progress, comparing your story, comparing your outcome to somebody else's situation. And so now here it is 10 years later and you still talking about starting. You still talking about doing it. You know what I'm saying? This year, let this be your year of execution. Let this be your year of no longer talking about it, but we just doing it and we gonna keep doing it. Not because we just want to see results. You understand what I'm saying? But we want to change internally. I can't tell y'all how sitting up here showing up every week has helped me be more comfortable on camera, on and off camera, right? Be confident. I'm doing stuff this year that I would have never done last year. You understand what I'm saying? I'm showing up more boldly, more courageous, more very much confident within myself because guess what? I know the value that I'm bringing. You understand what I'm saying? I know for a fact that there are literally people around the world right now as I speak that are watching my content, reading my articles, purchasing my books. And I got people that's like, yo, Naye, I want you to coach me. They buying services from me now. All because not only did I start, but I kept going. And I hope that you keep going. You know what I'm saying? I hope that by the time this is over, you feel the courage to keep going. You feel the pause and reflect, be like, you know what? Let me stop focusing on what they got going on and just focus on doing my craft. You feel me? Like, that's how you get better. That's how you start seeing results. When you keep going and you can see the difference from when you started. You know what I'm saying? You can see the difference in just last week. You know what I'm saying? Last month. That's the progress. Those are the results. Those are the wins that you want to focus on. When you can actually sit back and be honest with yourself and be like, yo, I'm actually 1% better. You understand what I'm saying? Because I've been doing this, I've gotten better. You feel me? Because I kept going. Now I'm more confident. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm ready. Now, hey, now I'm ready to go. You know what I'm saying? Listen, today, what I want you to do, I want you to write down one thing that you've been doing consistently that you were tempted to quit. All right? And then do it again tomorrow, but without frustration. Do it as an act of trust. All right? I'm telling you, do that right there. Write it down. Like, okay, boom. We execute it again. And even if you're not doing it every day, because this is what I've been doing. I told you I've been showing up consistently the last 6 months. I've been writing articles. I just dropped yesterday, I think my 18th or 19th article. Now, keep in mind that I've been dropping articles every week. So that means that literally I've been showing up every week. And now I'm at a point where I've gotten to 16 or 17. Y'all, even this podcast right now, this is going to be consecutively. This is going to be, I think, the 32nd episode of me just literally showing up. Listen, I know that might not sound, I was going to say, I know that might not sound like a lot, but I'm lying. It do sound like a lot. Imagine you doing something for 36 weeks consistently. It's only 4 weeks in a month. Okay? Hey, listen, I'm telling you. Imagine you. All right. You know what I'm saying? Imagine you doing something for 36 weeks consecutively. Imagine you doing something for a month consecutively. You know what I'm saying? Listen, don't worry about the math. But the point I'm making is you're going to be better than you was the previous time that you did it. You just got to start. And going back to the question that the lady asked about, is it going to bear fruit? The fruit is in the transition that you see within yourself. The fruit is in the transformation that you see within yourself. You know what I'm saying? The fruit is in you continuing to show up. And you like, you know what? I'm loving this. You know what I'm saying? Like, one of the things that I always do, like I clap for myself. I'm telling y'all, I can't tell y'all how long I've been doing this with no support. But then it's like I have to stop saying that because God has been the support. And because I've been diligent, because I've been consistent, He's been dropping resources. He's been dropping connections, relationships. And now I'm not in a space where, I got to get started or I got to get it back going. Nah, we already live and direct. And that's what you want. You want to be live and direct. You want to be running it up so much that by the time God say, all right, boom, they ready, you actually ready. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all better stop playing and catch these gems. You hear me? Yeah, listen, you're not behind, you're not late, and you're not crazy for feeling like this, okay? Just know that if it still feels heavy, that doesn't mean stop, okay? That just means that God is strengthening you for something deeper than momentum. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to get up with y'all.
I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it